Hey everybody, it's Eddie G on Crypto for GrowMyBag.tv. There's so much news going on. I could not possibly have fit that into the Crypto Minute. There's a lot to actually go over. Let's talk about something first, though, before I hit the normal news. Let's talk about the incoming regime taking aim at BRICS nations. Hear me out. So I'm going to key in on a specific BRICS nation, India. India is, you would think that India was in a power seat, right? A lot of the technology jobs are, performed by India, right? Whether it's outsourcing or onshore resources, whatever it is, a lot of those resources are from India. Now, that's where they can be strong, but that's also a major weakness. Why? Because in other countries, in countries outside of India, they're taking jobs because they're lower priced, all those kinds of things, and they're basically able to perform jobs for less money. Now, in taking aim at BRICS nations, the incoming U.S. regime could actually hurt India. I think India would probably have the most exposure to being hurt. Why? Because it wouldn't take a lot. If you think about this, it would not take a lot for the United States to say, well, based on our new, immigration policies, all of them will have to go. And if they're taking aim at the BRICS nations for going up against the US dollar, what else could happen? Well, there could be a penalty, and that could lead to more US jobs being taken back by US employees because of that mass exodus. Now, that's something to actually consider. Now, I know a lot of people are not thinking about that, like at all, because they don't look that far down the road. I'm looking that far down the road. Why? Because it matters. These are all negotiation tools at at the new regime's fingertips. So that's actually something that could happen. I'm not saying it will, but I'm saying that is a possibility. You have a lot of space in that area to say, well, if you keep doing this, we're going to take those jobs. And the fact is that those jobs can get hit from two different ways. Like I said, one from action against BRICS and the other one action because of immigration. And then, of course, that would also tell companies, hey, yeah, we're not putting up with that anymore. And we're not going to be outsourcing jobs or offshoring jobs, even nearshoring, moving everybody to, Canada or Mexico and then doing the jobs that way. The incoming regime has a lot of tools that it can play with to make change. Some people might think some of these things are positive. Some people might think some of these things are negative. But these are huge things that need to be considered. Huge things that need to be considered. What else is going on? Pump.fun got an evaluation of $15 billion. How'd that happen? Well, there's now a new listing on SecondLane, right? That says you can get 1% of the company for a $15 million investment. $15 million, 1%, $1.5 billion valuation. Wow. The iron is hot right now because memes are still hot. So if I was Pump.fun, I would do the same thing. Smart move. Can't even lie about that. Very smart move. Unfortunately, if I'm on the other side of the table and I'm looking at this, I kind of sit there and I kind of go, yeah, but that's going to be short-lived. I honestly think that it shall be short-lived. And people sit there and go, why would you think that? Well, because I don't think memes are going anywhere. I heard somebody use a term, use cases for memes. And I sat there and I looked and I giggled. Memes don't have use cases. Coins and tokens have use cases. Memes don't have use cases. Memes have cute names that they think people will like and they'll buy into the coin because they're funny. That's what memes are, right? Real coins introduce utility. Now, that's not to say that some of these meme coins can't grow up and start introducing utility. There's one meme coin that has, former meme coin that has literally written the playbook for that. And I give the hat tip to Shiba Inu. Yes, I'm a member of the Shiba Inu army. I do have a bag. But that's a crazy valuation. That is a crazy valuation. Because I honestly think that memes are, I don't think they fully go away, but I do think they crash and burn. I call them, the electronic beanie babies. Everybody thought that of NFTs, and I was like, NFTs have a use case. NFTs are a thing. But memes, literally a name that people think is just funny. Yeah, I'm not seeing value in that. I'm not buying into that one. I'm just not. So that's something for me to consider, right? What else am I considering? Well, I'm considering that XRP is now the third largest coin. Like, not by a little bit. I was saying the other day that it's going to completely stomp on Solana. And I'll show you this, and when we get into the numbers later. But I mean, like, wow. It didn't just stomp on Solana. It acted like Solana was non-existent and blew by Tether. Blew by Tether. Wow. Yeah. That's some serious business right there. Can it come back down? Sure. Will it? I don't think so. Could it go like this? I had thought that it would pass Solana, then the Solana would pass it back, and after a while, XRP would just take off. XRP just went like Solana didn't matter. So I'm going to tell you something, and this is going to drop a lot of jaws. There are people out there that said Solana is the Ethereum killer. That doesn't exist. Will XRP eventually bypass, hop over Ethereum? Yes. Will Solana? No, I don't think so. I think there are other coins that could do it, but I don't think it'll be Solana. For obvious reasons, and we can get into that. You can listen to yesterday's video. You can listen to other previous videos where I got into specifics as to why I don't think Solana is going to come close to beating up on Ethereum. Right? XRP can bypass easily. I think that's going to happen. But Solana, no, I don't think so. They need one thing to happen. And it will crash and burn. And it'll be painful. And then you'll see other coins just start to just kick up. And that's when Solana is just going to be like, we're in free fall. People are leaving, people are bouncing, and that'll be it. Will it go away? No. There's still usefulness out of Solana, but they really need to fix that one thing. What else is there? BYBit has looked at several different coins, and during a conference in the Middle East and North Africa, they said DOGE, PEPE, and Jupe are the altcoins that we should be paying attention to. They're the memes that we should be paying attention to. Yeah. No joke. I'm in complete agreement. Period. Don't even have to talk about it that much. Just go do your own research. Because what's the GMB3? Do your own research, right? Do your own research. Then there's know your exits, know your entries and exits, right? Then there's invest deliberately. Those three things will help you do better in the markets or in any investment situation. Apply those three things to any investment situation. Those are the three. Those are the three things that must happen. Must. Okay? What else is there? MicroStrategy. Not really MicroStrategy. Michael Saylor. Okay? Michael Saylor went in front of the board of Microsoft and said, hey, listen, guys, if you make Bitcoin a part of your strategy, you could introduce $5 trillion in shareholder value by 2034. For me, that would mean you'll buy it for your strategic reserves. You'll integrate it into your payment platforms. These are the things that I'm looking at. Okay? If those things happen, yeah, I could believe that. I could believe that they could definitely do that. And Microsoft has enough money, they can cut a check and not even miss it. Not even miss it. Just putting that out there for you. Then you have the CFTC talking about tokenized non-cash collateral and derivatives trading rather. Wow. It's still in committee, but that's one of the things they're considering. I want you to think about the transformation of crypto. Crypto went from this tiny little, we're not paying attention to you, little itty bitty thing, to now this financial powerhouse that are having organizations, companies, regulatory bodies start to transform it and introduce to it things that you find in traditional finance. I want you to let that wash over you for a minute and give it thought. Okay? And why is that? It's because it's the new financial system. Traditional financial firms, including banks, are going to have to rethink what banking is. That's what it comes down to. Every time I turn around and I look at some of these stories and I put it all together, it says the same thing to me. Traditional finance needs to understand what their services are to people and businesses, right? Because there are certain things that banks do that I can go do with crypto. There's certain things that financial institutions do, like, VCs and PEs do, I can go do with crypto. They need to start paying attention to that. We need to start paying attention to that. And we need to pay attention to who's making the right moves in preparation and who's not. I still say credit card companies are going to have a place in the new world. It's just, what place will they have? One of the greatest things about crypto is the fact that crypto moves like cash when it comes to payment systems. It means that you're paying, if you don't have the crypto, you're not gonna, you're not gonna be able to buy that. Now, introduce credit cards and they insert themselves into the crypto space in the same way that they were in the other space. But I think a lot more people are starting to say, I don't think I want that kind of albatross around my neck. I think I can think about it differently. And they're starting to move toward, that's why a lot of people live off of debit cards, not credit cards. Working with debit cards makes you act more like you're living by cash. If I have it, great. If I don't, can't get it, can't waste it. All right. Keep it moving from there. So there are things that we need to pay attention to, right? What else? There was a $320 million hack a little while back of DMM Bitcoin exchange out in Japan. $320 million. That is now taking them out of business. They transferred whatever assets they have left over to SBI VC Trade, and that's going to be it. It's an unsurvivable thing for them. And I bring this up because I want you to think about where you're keeping your money. Non-custodial wallets is where I keep the bulk of my money. I want to say like 90 some odd percent. The other 10%, I'm in the middle of trades. I'm in the middle of doing something, so it's okay. But what I'm actually holding for any long-term thing, that's non-custodial wallets. Cardano. Cardano surged to over $1. I think it surged to, over $1.18. Why? Whales. Whales have been buying feverishly. And there's a reason why. Cardano is doing some stuff, and Cardano's about to have a massive blowout. Why else are whales buying into Cardano? The same reason why whales are buying into XRP, Hedera. Let's see. There's XRP, Hedera, Cardano, and Stellar. Those four. It's because the new Department of Government Efficiency is looking into working with those four platforms, those four blockchains, for different projects within the U.S. government. That's why. So they're just exploding. Exploding. Look at each one of them. Look at what each one of them brings to the table. There are reasons. There are clear reasons. I'll probably get into that later on during the live today. Then you have critical data this week coming out, right? That's going to affect the U.S. economy. You have unemployment data or employment data. Then you also have manufacturing information that's going to come out. So there's a lot going on that makes you stop and say, oh, wow, this week could be an impactful week. Pay attention, right? Last point, Japan's FSA, the Financial Services Agency. They're aiming to balance innovation with investor protection. So what are they looking to do? They're looking to kind of hone the regulations around digital asset brokers and stablecoins. Basically, if you're a middle person, right, in a transaction, there's going to be special stuff that you're going to have to do. They're looking to ease on the people that are actually doing the transactions and hone in on those that are playing middleman. Why? That's just how it works. And then, because that means that they're also recognizing that there will be transactions that go directly between two different sources, where it's unnecessary to have a middleman. So the middleman gets inserted, middleman makes money, you're going to have to pay taxes. Two entities doing direct business, no middleman, no problem. No problem. Anyway, you know what we should do? That's right. We should get into the numbers. We should absolutely get into the numbers. Let's get that out of the way. And we'll start with the U.S. economic data. All righty. So when you look at the U.S. economic data, what do we have going on? Let's see. Today, ISM manufacturing. Let's see. S&P final U.S. manufacturing PMI. Tuesday, you don't have much except maybe job openings, auto sales. Those are big numbers. Stellantis took a nosedive today. Why? Because sales in the U.S. is not, well, in North America is not what it used to be. CEO took is exiting stage left. So they're looking for a new one. And I knew Stellantis was having problems because one of my friends is a GM over at a Stellantis dealership. And he was like, yeah, not doing so well. I was like, ooh. It's like, yeah, you're probably going to see a lot of sales come up. Then on Wednesday, we have ADP unemployment. You have, Fed President yapping. You've got S&P final U.S. services PMI. You have ISM services, factory orders, the Fed beige book, not bad. Thursday, initial jobless claims, U.S. trade deficit information. Then on Friday, the U.S. unemployment report. Then you have the U.S. unemployment rate, U.S. hourly wages, all that happens at 8:30. Then you have consumer sentiment, preliminary numbers, Chicago Fed speak, and consumer credit. You have a lot of things going on this week that are going to make a difference. A lot of things going on this week that are going to make a difference, right? Then you go to the fear and greed index. It's at 80. No big deal. But then look at this. 137.597, basically $137.6 billion in total assets and total value locked. Wow. Growing numbers. I told you. Now look at this. I told you. We want to get back up to over here where it's been around 200, 215. We're slowly getting there. I think there's a Santa rally coming. I don't even think it's here yet. I think it's coming. That's when we're going to hit it. That's probably when I'll start shaving some profit too. Get into some PAX G or something like that. Something else that's going to give me a lot of money on the back end, right? Nice staking. Then when you look at Bitcoin, look at that. It's taking a nosedive. I don't think it's taking a nosedive. Look at where it's operating between. It's not a big deal. It's really not a big deal. Not at all. It's an opportunity. It really is an opportunity. Just look at that. That's an opportunity before it blasts through. Like I said, we're consolidating within this space right now. You can see it. That's why I have these lines up, so you can see the consolidation areas. If you look at the other lines where we existed, no consolidation time. None of that. But you do have it here. And again, like I told you when we were back in the 50s, there's only so much time that you can spend compressing, consolidating before it explodes up. That's what I think is going to happen. And I think that could possibly happen during the Santa rally. So we'll see. We'll see how that plays out. Then you look at the big board, and I just sit back and people go, so what are you looking at, Eddie? What are you looking at? What are you paying attention to? On a screen like this, it's hard to pay attention to everything. That's why I use this. Let's go take a look at the GMB crypto tracker and then the top 25 losers. This is something I want you to pay attention to. PopCap, brand new, right? It's down over 13%. It's got a GMB X factor of 0.78. It's brand new. It's already dropped 43% from its all-time high. Okay, let's take a look at Gotius Maximus. right? It's down 12%. It's got a GMBX factor of 1. Why? Because it's down over 50%. It's brand new. It is brand new. Okay? Pay attention to what you're buying into. Okay? Jitto's down 10%. Brett's down 10%. Right? Now, when you look at Brett, well, Brett's only 16% off its all-time high. It's got a GMBX factor of 0.2. Can't be mad about that. It's doing things. It's actually doing things, right? It's making moves. Jitto, it's down 43% from its all-time high with a GMBX factor of 0.77. Another name that comes by my desk all the time, Celestia, down over 9%, 9.66%. It's got a GMBX factor of 1.83x, and it's down over 64% from its all-time high. Just saying. Pith Network is down 9.4%, GMBX factor of 1.59, over 61% off its all-time high. Radium, down 9.3%, 2.42 GMBX factor, down over 70% off its all-time high. Just saying, these are things that I'm paying attention. BitTensor, down 9.2%. But this is a little bit different. It has recently set some all-time highs. It's only 22% off its all-time high, and it's got a GMBX factor of 0.29. BitTensor's been doing things. I'm not into wormhole. Don't pay attention to it. Tezos, down 8.89%. GMBX factor of 4.77. But it's been up for a minute. Do your research on Tezos. It's been making moves. The number that you're seeing here is a different story. That story is that Tezos is experiencing people taking profit. That's the difference. So yeah, that's what I'm looking at. Then we have, let's see. Wow, I hate when that happens. I spoke about that. Big board. Now look at that big board. XRP at $2.30. Okay. What else do we have? We've got BNB at 633. We've got Solana dropping. I think D-Max said it best yesterday. We have people dropping Solana to buy into XRP or other things. We even had Cortez buy Solana for the first time just so he could flip it into GMB-TV. That's right. That's our community's coin. We're building our own community coin. GMB-TV, you can find it on Jupiter. You can even buy it on Pump.fun. Just saying. HBAR is blowing up. LTC Litecoin is blowing up. XLM is blowing up. Now you know why I use the GMB crypto tracker to tell me what's going on. Now let's go back over there and let's take a look at something. Let's take a look at the winners. Okay, look at the winners. XRP up over 20%. GMBX factor of 0.47 GMB. That's just nuts. Hedera is up over 17%, 17.65% GMBX factor of 1.37. Do I think Hedera can do it? Yes. People kept yapping about Litecoin. Oh, Litecoin's not doing anything. Litecoin. Yeah, okay. Litecoin's up 15.5%. It's got a GMBX factor of 2.50x. XDC, another ISO 222 company, is up 11.32%. Okay. GMBX factor of 1.83x. IOTA up 9.98%, GMBX factor of 15.07. Aave is up 8.78%. Aave is another one of those coins that I say is a part of the connective tissue. Pay attention to that one. And Aave is up 8%. It's got a GMBX factor of 1.99. Let's see, who else am I paying attention to? And this is where it ends. 5% up, right? 5% up for Chainlink, and it's got a GMBX factor of 1.68. Good numbers. You know, I have a 5% rule, but Chainlink is one of those projects that I'm sitting here and I'm just going, pay attention to it. Pay attention to Chainlink. Don't sleep on it. That would not be a good idea. Would not be a good idea. And then, you know, when you just want to look at the numbers straight across, that's when you can start looking at, wow, just who's moving? Who's not moving? Right? Who's not moving? Oh, Solana. Oh, no, they're moving. They're moving down. They're moving down. Why is that? You have a lot of people saying, I'm going to have more movement out of XRP, who just dropped to fourth place from third. Excuse me. Because it dropped from $2 and $2.40 or something like that. I think I saw it as high as $2.44. So it's going to play that game that I thought it was going to bounce back and forth between Solana and XRP. No, it's bouncing back and forth between XRP and Tether. And then sooner or later, it's just going to blow past Tether, and that'll be it. That'll be it. The next target will be Ethereum. But everybody thought Ethereum was just going to sleep, just roll over and let it happen. Look at Ethereum at over $431 billion in market cap. Keep sleeping on Ethereum. Do I think XRP is sooner or later going to surpass Ethereum? Yes. But that doesn't mean it's not going to put up a fight. Ethereum is a part of that connective tissue. It is absolutely a part of that connective tissue. Pay attention. Just pay attention to all the numbers that you're seeing. Look at Cardano, just bumping around, having fun, yada, yada, yada. Telling you, pay attention to it. Not paying attention to Shiba Inu. Look at that range between Shiba Inu and actually from Avalanche to Shiba Inu, Toncoin, Stellar, Polkadot. Pay attention to those coins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 coins if you count Tron. Look at the distance between those 6 coins. It's only, $6 billion? There's only a $6 billion gap between 6 coins. That's a lot of competition. And not all of them do the same thing. A lot of them are different. The Shiba Inu ecosystem, going absolutely insane. Shiba Inu has built a lot for their ecosystem. As a matter of fact, if you stop and think about it, Shiba Inu has a great ecosystem because it's doing more than just gaming. Toncoin is still, to me right now, still focused on a lot of gaming stuff. It's driven by a lot of gaming transactions. Shiba Inu is not. Polkadot, another one, has just a massive reach in what they're doing. It's a platform of platforms. Stellar, I told you before, Stellar, XRP, Hedera, and Cardano, all supposedly going to be working with the U.S. government. That's why they're blowing up. Pay attention, people. Pay attention. Anyway, this is Eddie J on Crypto for GrowMyBag.tv. If you like what we're doing, smash the likes, subscribe to the channel, tell your friends about us, and absolutely become a member. Our next big bagger meeting, where it's a conference call it's a video conference call between all of the big baggers, where we exchange information about coins that we're currently researching, about different kinds of strategies and everything else. That next meeting is December 15th at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Pay attention, people. There's a lot of things going on. And yes, you can buy GMB TV on Jupiter. You can buy it on Pump.fun. We have our own community token, and we're going to be doing things with it. Have a good one, everybody. Thank you for your time. Bye-bye.